Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Crown and today we are going to have some more stories that I hope that you will enjoy. But before we start, it would be so much appreciated if you would subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoyed it, and maybe leave a comment down below. These simple clicks would mean a lot to the future of this channel and really reward the effort that I put in every day. And now, without further ado, let's go! First story. Massive Karen's attack on my autistic brother ends up with me realizing my boyfriend is awesome. Hello, I'm a lurker here, but since my relationship's anniversary is coming, I think I should share my encounter with an entitled person here, as it was when I realized my boyfriend was the one for me. A preface. This story has me, 25 female tiny Vietnamese girl living in the US since 9 years old, with a usually shy yet cheerful personality who loves to read and is crazy for chocolate. Then there is my brother, 20, male, short, chubby Vietnamese guy with some mental issues but extremely intelligent and truly the sweetest boy ever. He loves dinosaurs and idolizes my boyfriend. And then there is my boyfriend, 29, male, tall and muscular, long-haired and bearded Brazilian guy. Despite his permanent mean look, he's extremely kind, intelligent, engineer, and lovely. He loves my family as his own. Keep his last bit in mind, it's important. And of course there is a Karen and her entitled kid. This story takes place during 2018's December. A week before Christmas, my boyfriend and I were visiting my parents for the holidays, and we wanted to go shopping for gifts in a shopping mall nearby. We decided to take my brother as well since he was bored at home and I wanted to spend more time with him. At the shopping mall, I decided to put my grand plan in motion. My boyfriend always surprises me on Christmas, but it will be my turn that year. I usually never ask him for anything, but this time, I decided to ask him for something. Babe, can you get me a chocolate milkshake, please? I will wait in this library here with my brother. Okay, be right back. I picked this library for 3 reasons. His gift would be a book as he loves reading just as much as I do. It was far away from McDonald's where he would get my milkshake, and more importantly, they have books with dinosaurs models. My boyfriend noticed it and it became the perfect alibi since my brother was around. That was when things started to go wrong. I took my brother to the place where they kept the dinosaurs books way in the back and told him to pick a book and wait there. He picked even before I could stop talking. I left him there because the library was big and I had just a few minutes to buy my boyfriend's gift and hide it in my bag before he could see it. I was maybe 10 minutes into my frenzied search for a book when I heard some loud voices from where I left my brother. There I saw that monstrous Karen yelling and trying to wrestle the book my brother picked for him while her spawn cheered from the sides and a couple of workers, 2 teenagers, stood there stunned not knowing what to do. So I rushed there and yelled, "What are you doing?"
"This freak doesn't want to give my baby the book, so I'm taking it. Mommy, give me the T-Rex."
I grabbed her fat arm, which was easy 5 times thicker than mine, and tried to pull her off of him. "Leave him alone. He picked it up first."
"Stop lying and don't touch me, witch."
She then pushes me and faces my brother again.
"Now you R-word son of a witch. Give me this book, now."
She shoved me and I landed on my butt, some 4 feet away from her. I was stunned. This is when she started to push my brother really hard. On her 4th push though, my boyfriend came out of nowhere, tore that mastodon from my brother while pushing her and putting himself between my brother and her, who also fell on her butt. Now I would like to say he is usually very calm, very quiet, a guy of very few words, and I only saw him angry once, but even then, he never raised his voice. But this time was different. His face was pure murderous anger, and he literally roared at the woman. "Don't you dare hurt my brother!" He shouted at her. I was shocked to see him like that, but Karen went from red to white and her kid went to mute. Another employee came dragging a security officer, and Karen screamed she was assaulted, and my boyfriend, again calm as if nothing happened but angry as hell, explained his side of the story. I explained what happened and the teenager employees did the same. Cameras were checked and the bruises on my poor brother were looked at. The police were called and everything got reviewed. Turns out, this Karen already had her problems with the law, and the only reason why we didn't press charges is because we just wanted to finish shopping and go back home as soon as possible. She was arrested anyway, so why bother? In the end, my boyfriend had to go buy another milkshake for me since he dropped it when he rushed to aid my brother. I used the time to buy his book and my brother's with a huge discount. Later, when we were calmer, I started to analyze the whole situation and what he did. He looked scary, but the way he did that was so cool. He called my brother his brother, protected him so ferociously. It was like watching a lion protecting his band. My parents were so grateful they almost cried. If they liked him before, now they loved him to the point of calling him son. And my brother started to get along with him even better than before. You guys should see them playing Street Fighter together. It's so wholesome and funny. And me? Well, let me say one thing. We are getting married as soon as this whole COVID thing is over. Oh yeah, and he was surprised with the book. Mission accomplished. Next story. Stop messaging me and have your lawyer contact me. I'm a very systematic and organized person. I reached out to my new apartment a month before move-in to confirm it was ready. The property manager, we will call her Witch Number 1, informed me that the fridge is leaking and will be replaced 2 weeks before move-in. I move in and the fridge doesn't work. I submit a maintenance request and they send 2 goons who spend 4 hours on the phone with the boss and turn it off for 2 days and turn it back on. It still does not work, so I file another request. This time she ignores me. I call, text, email, and no answer. I call the main management company line and that other witch adds the property manager, the witch number 1, to the line. And the witch number 2 cuts me off and doesn't let me finish, then hangs up. The witch number 1 then sends me a long text that I'm rude and ungrateful and that she will take action and make me regret it if I keep calling. I told her I can just buy from Costco and deduct from rent allowed in my state given the time frame, and it's been literally over 45 days since they have known the fridge is broken. She also says I will have to accept a used fridge from a broken down nearby unit that I will have to clean myself. I tell her I will be contacting a lawyer. Anyone attending my university qualifies for a free lawyer paid via tuition. She's like, stop messaging me, I will block you and have your lawyer contact me. I filed a complaint with the city and they immediately called me to schedule an inspection 3 hours later. They say they have had multiple complaints with this property. Inspector comes, witch number 1, the main groundman, the great guy, and the owner, also a good guy but was left in the dark about everything. All come to see what's going on and they look so scared. The inspector writes up so many little things and I help point out very minor things that need repair/replacement. 30 minutes later I immediately get a text from witch number 1 that I will be expecting a brand new fridge in the morning. I got a new fridge. Now everyone knows what a fool she is. The groundsman also called her a few foul words and she ducks her head and avoids me whenever she sees me in the leasing office. Beautiful, quiet area where I study. I have also officially requested repair of all the little minor things that they have to complete within 30 days. One of them involves putting doors on these beautiful exposed cabinets they have, which will destroy the cabinets and likely need to be replaced when I move out. So minimum 3K there. She literally given me a time frame and listened to me calmly explain my struggles living without a fridge for weeks. This could have been solved within 30 minutes. I was ready to accept a used fridge from a nearby unit. Had she said there is a beautiful fridge in our luxury unit, I will send 2 guys over to clean it like new and it will be swapped with yours in 2 hours, I would have been like, hell yeah, thank you. This would have cost them $0. They own a fridge already, and the maintenance crew is always sitting outside smoking anyways, and getting paid on top of it. Instead, they had to purchase me a more expensive fridge that doesn't match the other units, probably the only one in stock at the time. And now they also have to complete other minor repairs that I might have not cared about. I would estimate this ordeal will now cost them around 6+K. I haven't even made contact with the lawyer yet. This is how fast they bounced as soon as the inspector came. I have also reported the property manager and the company to several state agencies. Even if nothing comes out of it, they will be annoyed. Next story. Discriminate against me because of my religion? Enjoy unemployment. Long story short, COVID killed my small business, and I took a job as a server for some extra cash. I like my job, my co-workers and my managers, except one. Let's call her Sherry. Sherry is an uber Christian, which is fine, to each their own. We had a fantastic working relationship until she found out I was a practicing pagan. Since then, she's been messing with me, giving me the worst sections and not letting me off when I'm scheduled. Telling another girl who works there, my son's girlfriend, I got them both jobs there, that I'm a Satan worshipper. I don't even believe in Satan, let alone worship him. You know, petty stuff like that. So whatever. Until last Sunday, I was scheduled off at 9. At 8:50, she sat me with a 6-top table. Keep in mind there are gals who are closer that should have gotten the tables. My kid was due to be off work across the street at 9:30, so I asked one of the closers if they wanted the table, and they do. I say that's great, and go about my business doing my side work. I finish up and get the required signatures of the closers and head to the office to ask Sherry to walk me out, as we have to be walked out and frisked by a manager when we leave. She smirks and says, "Well, let's go look at your section." Okay then. I've had my work checked, so whatever. She then starts nitpicking. Where the salt goes, how the sugars are wrong, things literally none of the other managers care about. She then tells me I can't leave, I have to clean the table that had the 6-top. Completely counter to usual procedure. If you're the last one to wait a table at close, you are to clean the tables and fill the salt and sugar and sweep, regardless if the table is in your section. She's literally screaming at me with customers listening. At this point, I've had enough. I tell her I feel like she's messing with me and discriminating against me. Her response is not, "No, I'm not. I'm sorry you feel that way." Actually, her response was, So? So? You don't care that I feel you're discriminating against me? Nope. She then taunts me and says to go ahead and call corporate because she's an African American female and nobody can touch her. At least 5 other people hear this. Well, okay then. Next day I call the GM and explain the situation. He's appalled. I tell him I'm calling corporate and letting him know as a courtesy. He says he understands, and I call corporate. And they are furious and concerned about potential litigation. In short, Sherry is toast. I'll keep you all updated if you'd like. Remember kids, religious discrimination will get you fired. So don't be a jerk. Edit. Yes, we do get frisked to ensure we aren't stealing merchandise and have any taken out food inspected to ensure we have paid for every single item we are taking home. We also are required to use clear plastic purses so they can see everything in there. Yes, it sucks. And to clear some things up, yes, I work at CB. No, I'm not afraid of being fired. If they fire me, whatever. This is a job for extra cash, and while it helps, I do not necessarily need it. So I'm more focused on bringing attention to this than making sure my job is secure. And if they fire me, I have a hell of a litigation case should I choose to do that route. So I appreciate the concern, but discrimination is a bigger problem than me losing a dime a dozen waitress job. For what it's worth, not that it should matter, I'm a Hispanic female. So we are both female minorities. Not that I'm trying to have a discrimination Olympics here, but we are both melanated people, if that matters. Next story. Loud parties until 4 a.m. midweek? Screw that noise. Some students recently moved into the apartment upstairs from us. I know this because they expressed their carefree, youthful exuberance through loud parties until the early hours, in the middle of the week. I'm not sure if I'm more disturbed by the noise or by the creepy feeling of getting old in my 30s because I'm now complaining that the music's too loud. Typically, I'm not one to complain about the occasional normal party on a Friday or Saturday night, and I have no problem with people enjoying themselves. But these parties are loud. It is not just the music, it's the off-key drunken singing, the stomping on the floor, our ceiling, and the loud conversations outside on their balcony, directly above our bedroom, and their guests laughing and shouting while running up and down the hallway after midnight. It's way over the top and becoming unbearable. Anyway, I cannot go upstairs and knock on their door because our building security system only allows everyone access to their own floor. We've left a friendly note in their letterbox and we've spoken with other neighbors who are equally annoyed, and we have all mentioned it to the body corporate. Still it continues. Last week they had a marathon party on a Wednesday night, and they were making noise until 4 a.m. I had to be up at 5 a.m. to go to the airport for a work meeting in another city, and I got no more than an hour's sleep. I was pissed off. So as I was leaving at 4:45 a.m. I rang their apartment on the intercom at the front entrance. I kept my finger on the buzzer, ringing again and again for about 10 minutes until they finally picked up. The girl who answered sounded very sleepy and presumably thought she was going to be able to lie in bed until at least mid-morning. "Good morning," I said in the most cheerful tone I could muster. "I'm just returning the favor of you keeping me awake all night, yet again when I had to go to work today. In future, please keep the noise down." For good measure, my boyfriend later went downstairs and rang their apartment at 6:30. Then again at 7 and again at 8 when he was leaving for work. Friends in our building have also complained to the girl's landlord. I don't know if that will solve the problem, but they have been quieter than usual this week at least.
And now we have reached the end of today's stories. Thank you for watching and see you next time.